Sports Podcast. These are the best two co-hosts on the planet. My name is Adam Dickens, and that is Trey Adams.
Not
He's
the
still looking at the computer screen. There you go. There you go. Uh,
what the
we
fuck
got
was
a whole
that?
bunch to talk about, including Colorado, and a whole bunch of NFL topics. Preview that Thursday night game coming up that you guys want to hear so much about, and a lot more other topics, especially college football related. A lot going on this week. And with that being said, cue the intro. Yes, sir. We are back from the lovely intro song from Sonorous Wave. Make sure you check their Instagram and website out. Great music collective out of Charlotte, North Carolina. With that being said, again, this is episode 15. And, we're just two guys trying to make a dream happen. Talk about the sports we love so much. And Trey, how are you this week, man?
We just getting started, man. Looking forward to this Thursday night game. Football started, college football. This is what we was waiting for. Let's get it started, man.
Am I the only one that saw some college football this week, and my engine started revving up a little bit? Like my sports senses started tingling a little bit. Like my spidey senses
Nah, I felt it.
getting
I
hyped.
felt it. I definitely felt it. I was like, thank God, something to watch, options to watch. It was like, it's a kid in the candy store, as Dick Vitale would say. It's that time.
Big facts. Question: do you have the topic shit to send me, or
Uh,
because I don't have anything to go off of, so you are gonna have to lead the way if not.
That's fine.
All
Starting
right,
off
lead the way.
that freaking Monday night game. Starting with Clemson versus Duke and that big ass upset. Oh my God! If you saw that coming, you saw the fucking future, or you're fucking Houdini himself. Because I swear, I didn't think Clemson would lose that game, and apparently, Duke's defense shut Clemson completely down, completely. And if you put bets or anything on that game, kudos for you for Duke. Um, but yeah, what's your
Doesn't it feel like we see a Duke up in football upset every 3 or 4 years? Like I remember, I think it was Duke Miami a couple years back, where it
mm,
was like Miami's no one chance, and they did they were just tossing it back and forth on that last play, and they ended up scoring. Just crazy nonsense. Maybe it's the other way around. My memory could be at fault. But Duke football is just made for upsets, I guess.
it's the ACC. I think the ACC is always like something crazy happens either against Clemson or against, like you said, Miami or Florida State. It's always some crazy ass ending to some rivalry game. And it start off the year with a banger for them. Like I think right now Clemson is not looking good, and I think Coach know it. I really think he knows it. He's sitting there acting like he ain't worried about missing the college playoffs and all that. I think it's over off rip already. I think it's over.
Is it safe to say that this Clemson dynasty that we witnessed with Trevor Lawrence and Deshaun Watson is past its wave, and the transfer portal has RIP the Clemson fan base?
I'm hoping not. I need NC State to beat somebody still good in that freaking conference. But I think you got a valid point there. I think that's valid. I think again, even quarterbacks that left there to go to the guy you fought. I'm messing up his. I'm gonna butcher his name, but the guy that went to Oregon State, he left Clemson and now he's balling with Oregon State and got them ranked. I think a lot of quarterbacks are kind of staying away from Clemson right now. I could see it. I could see it.
Well, I'm not sure if you remember this, but Dabo came out right before they had went to the NIL switch, and
Mm.
yeah, I think even after he bashed it along with Nick Saban did too, but that's another story. And I just think and we'll get into this topic a little bit more because I'm going to touch on it with the Colorado situation. It's a lot of people don't understand that when you have some major rule changes like that you either get with it or you get behind. And
Hmm.
if you can't hop on the bandwagon of the NIL and the transfer portal and all of this and really use it to your benefit, you're gonna end up being like what Clemson witnessed, because Duke, guess what? A lot of people, Duke was a decent team last year, and they got even more talent through the transfer portal. And guess what? It showed when you won against you got Clemson that was heavy on the turnovers that game, and they just look pitiful. And that's what's going to happen with any team or any coach that's bashing the NIL and the transfer portal. They're going to look exactly like Clemson did, either this year, next year, or the years to come. If you can't hop on, get behind. Essentially.
Look, Florida State is taking advantage of that because they getting a lot of recruits. I mean, they clearly a top 5 power ranking. The power rankings came out earlier today, and they made it top 10 now, and that's because it clearly, again, they taking advantage of it. They like Clemson.
What school did you say? What school did you say?
Florida State.
Oh, I wanted to talk to you about Florida State. That's Florida State, man, is showing out. I love their quarterback. Forgive me, I don't know his name off the bat. Do you know his name? Hold on. So we don't seem crazy, but
because they shitted on LSU, like that was ridiculous. Jordan Travis.
Jordan Travis is no, that's not him.
It is him.
Is that the starting quarterback?
Yes.
Okay, I'm not going to talk about it because clearly I don't know what I'm talking about in that subject. But LSU did look bad. A new coach that was talking a whole bunch of shit due to his past winnings, and he got showed up too, man. It's a change of power. And this is why I don't understand why you want to bash the transfer portal and NIL deals. Because if it's not that, it was the booster club. You was getting money from rich people, rich alumni, under the table. So if it's not somebody, it's always going to be someone getting screwed or money, or some type of recruiting advantage that someone's getting.
Facts.
Don't be mad because you are too old and you don't want to just get with the rules. Win by any means and call it a day. Like I hate the everybody want to bash something new. I think it's an old man mentality that's going to keep happening.
They want the traditional route, man. They want the traditional route, and they expect everything to stay that way. But again, the way the system is working now is you can't. You got to adapt, and if you don't adapt, you're going to get left behind. Nobody's going to want to go to you. You don't think these top 100 players don't communicate with each other when they sit there and play against each other at 7-on-7s and all these camps that they go to together? They see the same people everywhere they go. You don't think they talk and communicate like, yo, you trying to go here? You trying to go there? Nah, that coach over there, blah, blah, blah. That system trash and it's going to go die in 2 years. They do this. This is normal for them. So if they're not trying to keep up, they're going to get, like you said, they're going to get left behind. And again, I could see Clemson on a decline now. I could see Miami U's about to step up, and Florida State. They was in the shadows in the ACC for a while. And I think and UNC. Let me not forget about UNC.
Yeah, Drake May showing out, man. I have to admit, a lot of people are talking to him going into the season, but after that first game, I'm not overreacting to it. That man can throw some dots, man. Like some real NFL Madden dots, and just tear up a defense.
They gotta get with the program. Gotta get with it. So ACC, be prepared. These other teams are coming back after dying after the early 2000s and the teens dying. They slowly rejuvenating. So yeah, that was the.
Well, while we're talking about that, let's go ahead and just jump into the Colorado stuff. I'm so eager to talk about this, man, because it's so much to say. To be honest with you, I'll let you take it off, and I'll bounce off. However you go about it. Okay. First question. After this win, how do you see Colorado's season going, and what is your reaction to the game? Your reaction first, and then after their season after the fact.
I wasn't surprised, and it's sad to say I'm really not. I was one of the few people, I did bet on them to win the game because of how confident I was in Dion, the coaching, the fact that his players are skilled and not just again because of who they were playing before. I had faith in them. I really, really did. And then if you saw one of the other kind of bets I had in a way, it was I wanted Shador to go the freak off as he did. It was expected for if you knew them. Like I actually did research on them beforehand. All the recruits coming in. I'm a fan of watching them and seeing them win. It's just like, dude, they're here to stay. They're not going anywhere. They're here to take over that Pac-12. And if no other team in that conference is ready, like USC, who they gotta play, Oregon, if they come out and think that they just going to steamroll them, that is they got another thing coming because they here to play. Again, I don't want to overreact to Shador freaking having 510 yards. Like he's not going to do that every game, obviously, no. But I do think again he's accurate. He's a pocket quarterback. He wants to freaking throw the ball, and he's going to throw the ball. He ain't scramble. The dude had negative 36 rushing yards. I don't even know how the fuck that's possible, but
lots of sacks.
Lots of them. But the fact that he was still able to show that I'm a quarterback and this is what I'm here to do. I love what they're about to do. I love it, and I can't wait for them to be successful.
When I say lots of sacks, I mean just trying to extend that play, and shit happens. Like it is a stat that's like pretty funny. Yeah. So how do you see their season going forward with this?
Personally, I don't see them losing more than 4 games. I know that's people are like, oh my god, that's crazy. It's 1 game, don't overreact. But again, look who they really play. They only play a couple of ranked teams. There's like 4 or 5 ranked teams, and not all of them are going to stay ranked throughout the season. So with that being said, the high ranked ones being USC and Oregon, those are going to be their toughest competition. So let's say if they lose both those games, they could still win out the rest of their games. Like Oregon State, I see them beating them. Stanford, I see them beating Stanford. Stanford isn't what they used to be. I see them losing no more than 4 games this season.
I don't blame you for anything you're saying at all, and I'm right there with you. I am super excited for them. Like I am right there with you. I think I'm more excited for Prime because I think more people were skeptical of him than they were of Shador or Travis. Just because it is so much harder for a coach to translate to go up to that type of level to actual FCS he went from FBS to FCS, correct?
Yeah.
Okay, so to make the jump, I don't think we've really ever seen it like that quick. I think that again, I'm super proud for Dion. That's how you do it, and I think his rise to Colorado correlates in the same, and he benefits from this. I'm not saying it's a shortcut or anything like that, but the transfer portal allows him to be able to do something like that, to turn a shitty university football program around like he did that fast, because you can just bring in talent as quick as tomorrow. Essentially, that's what he said. He when he got there, he said, I got my bags packed. You know what I'm saying? Like that's exactly what he did, and I think it helps the transfer portal. I absolutely think that helps him out a lot, but it's not a shortcut because as we see, a lot of these older coaches don't know how to take advantage of it, or don't even really know how to use it, to be honest, or they see it as cheating or something like that.
Yeah.
And quite frankly, a Clemson or Alabama's been okay about it, but a lot of these older coaches are struggling because they don't want these smaller colleges like Colorado is still a small college. The Dukes to what else? What's another small college that showed out? Whatever college it is, whatever small university you're talking about, they have a chance now because of the transfer portal.
Yeah. They
can literally bring in a quarterback that was, not that is highly touted and can just bring them in. And more students and football players are wanting to do that because they're going to get paid. So you don't have to go to Alabama to get paid on the table or a giant university like that. Now you can just get paid straight up and still have a chance. So, those smaller colleges have a true chance to go to the playoffs now. A lot before that. What was your reaction to Travis Hunter and him playing all of those snaps?
The dude is a fucking dog, and not to just steal from Prime calling his giving them the D for dog and leader and shit, but the dude is like he clearly is about to be, when he's time for the draft, top 5 player. I mean, he could do it all, and let alone he's learning from the dude who did it on both sides of the ball too. He's a beast. Like, if you actually break down and analyze that pick he had, it's like, yeah, expect that more on a bigger stage. Like, if you actually love football, watch him. Like, in general, it's crazy. But the simple fact, like you said, 100 yards receiving, still getting a pick on defense. And he could have had like 3. He could have had 3. He dropped 2. Oh my God, the dude is nasty. The dude is nasty.
I think the pick was nasty. I also think about the timing of the pick, and just the timing when he cranked it up on that possession, that last possession, when he really cranked it up on both sides. Like, he took it to a different level where he was like, I know I'm better than you. I know I played this entire game, and I'm still gonna stunt on you. Like, that's next level. To me, it's I'm like, how do you think it would be? This is a very woulda, coulda, shoulda situation.
Mm-hmm.
But what if he just played one side of the ball the whole time? Do you think he would be better? Do you think there's a advantage to having your adrenaline going the whole game? I haven't seen another player do something like that, play the entire game, and gotten better as the game goes on.
I don't think it mattered for him. I think because of his skill level, he's going to either be an all-out beast on wide receiver or he's going to be an all-out beast at corner. Like I said, the Honey Badger didn't play wide receiver, but in the sense of the dude was almost on the field every time he could possibly get. I love to see that. Like I said, the dude don't get tired. He's sitting there low-key arguing with coaches to get back on the field because they like, yo, take a break. We need you on defense. If we don't get this third down, he like, if you put me on the field, we won't have to be in this position in the first place. I love that. I love that shit about him. And the fact that, again, Prime is just like, I'm not going to hold him back. Unleash this boy and let him play. Like, I brought him here for a reason. Let him play. I love it. I freaking love it. Unleash your whole talent. Show why you are going to be a Heisman candidate. Regardless if they winning or losing, he's going to be a Heisman candidate just because of the simple fact he's going to be playing both sides of the ball. They don't even know. They're going to argue what necessarily are we critiquing him on, offense or defense more. And it's just, that's the debate I want to hear. That's what I'm going to love to see and watch.
Do you think we start to see more players like himself? Or we saw a video that came out about Micah Parsons playing running back in high school. And do we start to see more athletes in college, like at a big university, play both sides? Or is this just a one-time thing, a Deion Sanders situation, where we don't see that much of it?
I feel like other people are going to try it because if you're that skillful, you can do it. But again, let's be realistic. You can't go out there and play running back and then go out there and play linebacker. Like, you do that in high school, don't get me wrong, because it's high school, because the talent isn't necessarily all on the field as good as you, etc. But college, it's no way you're going to be able to do that and take that beating, let alone we're talking about now you could get injured more. So I think because of that, you're not going to see a lot of people do that, but you're going to see some players try to do that. So they're going to try to emulate that in a way. But I don't think they'll be successful in doing it. It's not something I would really encourage. But again, a wide receiver, if you can play corner, I think those are kind of the same positions. I think that's okay. Let alone you're not in the play you're not involved every play, right or wrong. Yeah. So again, you can play offensive line, but then you can't necessarily play defensive line when you're being told go get the quarterback or hit this big running back coming towards you. and then go block the next You know how much energy that is? Nah, that's a big difference. Big difference.
Yeah, I couldn't imagine somebody being like freaking pass rusher and then like playing running back after the fact. That does sound like a lot. It's here's a couple hot takes. I do think that after this game, well, okay, I want Colorado to see. I think they'll be great. I do think I don't know much about the TCU team they won against. Obviously, they were a big headline team last season.
Yeah.
Because they were stacked and had a whole bunch of pro talent. But I just want to tone it down a little bit. Just tone it down a little bit going forward because it just seems too perfect of a situation. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want it to, just as much as they hype you up, as soon as something bad happens, they're going to come down as hard on you as possible. So I wish people, and I want the general public to tone down their hype a little
Russell
bit.
Wilson.
What? Disgusting. Don't miss it, man, in my podcast. The fuck? I'm just playing. I did think the Shedeur comparison to Russell Wilson joke was funny. The meme or whatever about Shedeur did more for Colorado than Russell Wilson. But to go back to my point, they need to calm down the expectations. But it's Prime, so he's gonna talk his shit. He's gonna do his stuff. He's gonna walk it like he talks it.
It's not him though. It's not him. It's the media. It's what everybody was portraying it. They're going about their business like they knew they was expecting to win that game. That's how confident they are. It's not arrogant. They're confident in themselves. They're not sitting there reminiscing about that game and sitting there, oh my God, we did this, we did that. No, and literally, I seen the film the next day. He talking about something. This is what we need to work on. Yes, we won, but we need to clean up a lot of shit. That's Prime. It's the media that freaking gasses them up and makes them like, oh my God, are they going to be a top 5? Are they going to be a playoff team? That's not what they thinking. They taking it.
You can't say it's not him because we saw after the media conference, obviously he's not going to back down from the media, but he kind of went back at him. A lot of people that said some negative things in the offseason, which I think that's what I'm saying is when you do that, it's going to make the comeback from the media even go even harder. Like, I'm all good. Like, hey, we won the game. I'm not saying be Bill Belichick. No, because I'm not necessarily a fan of that, even though I'm a Patriots fan. I think he quite did the opposite. He was definitely on the offensive. But being on the offensive, when something bad does happen, it's going to come back 10 times harder. And the one aspect I don't like is that we're talking about Prime. You know, when you see in the media, it's Coach Prime's team. Granted, he is the big name. Mm-hmm. But, like, I want to give more of the attention to Travis Hunter. I want to give more of the attention to Shedeur. I want to give a lot more attention to his other son that plays safety that led the team in tackles. Like, that give it I want to give a little bit more shine on that. Like, yes, Prime is running things. He's a big name, but I want the kids to get the talent. No different than like I guess it's equivalent to like Nick Saban getting a lot of the props versus players because players
come on. There you go. Pull it out. Come on.
I get it.
Come on.
It's just going to be a lot of hit back from the media and from people in general because just like politics, this is how divisive Prime is. It's a lot of motherfuckers that really hate this dude. It's a lot of dudes that really like him. And it's going to be, imagine like a water in a container or like the ocean. The waves go this way, the waves go back that way. And it's going to be a very violent type of go back and forth. And we're going to be talking about this all college football season. I do want to tone the expectation, even though I really liked how Shedeur played. Let's tone it down a little bit because just like you tried to knocked down Justin Fields about his screen passes in the preseason. It was a couple long
That's college
screen
football, bro.
passes.
That's college football,
For,
bro.
yeah, hold on,
That
hold
is
on.
that is
It was a
college
it was a
football.
couple long screen passes. What's the running back's name? Drake. What's his full name? Is
Uh,
it Drake?
his last name is
Something.
like shit. It's not what the fuck. It starts with an S.
Hold on. I'll tell you in just a second. Um,
It's like Stewart or some shit.
I'll tell you. What is it? Smoke?
It's not Smoke.
They got somebody named Smoke on it. Dylan Edwards. Dylan Edwards. That was
What the
the
fuck was I saying?
yeah. I don't know. I said Drake, so I'm tripping. Anyways, Dylan Edwards. Just told a little. Of course, yes, it is college football. So, like you said, there are going to be a little bit more screen passes, and I mean that's the offense they're running to is spaced out. But I'm just saying, let's tone it down a little bit on it. But I'm all for Shador being Heisman versus Travis Hunter. Like I think what Travis did was impressive,
What?
but Shador, if he keeps giving, I still believe he can do this. The 500-yard games, I believe he can keep doing it. And speaking of that, next week they're going against Nebraska. So what are our thoughts on that Matt Rule led Nebraska team that didn't necessarily come out and impress last week?
I think it's an easy dub for Colorado. I don't see them being stopped. I definitely don't see them being stopped right now. No. Yeah, I definitely just have them rolling over Nebraska. I didn't respect Matt Rule in the NFL, so I damn sure ain't about to respect him in college. So that's me. What about you?
I mean, I had hopes for Matt Rule when he was, because he came from, what's that? What school did he come from? I
Was it
can't
was
name
it
it
like
off the top of my head.
was it
But
like
anyway,
Temple
he
or
had
some
turned
shit?
huh?
It wasn't. It was some weird school like Temple or some weird shit like that. It was
Yeah,
something weird.
it was in the general area. But anyway, he turned that team around. And he had so I was hoping he could do the same thing for Carolina Panthers mainly because I am from Carolina. Obviously, that didn't happen. Uh, but I think if Colorado does win, I think this is a big point that he went against a former NFL head coach. That's even gonna pour on even more. And you're going against a Nebraska team. Like Nebraska is known for being better than Colorado historically. Let's be honest.
I mean,
Uh,
clearly.
and I also think they're known for having bigger linemen because they be feeding them boys in Nebraska. You know what I'm
Everything.
saying? And the Midwest or out in the mountainous areas. And so I think that, especially going forward to Colorado, we did see that their defense isn't, the pass rushing specifically, isn't going to be all that.
Yeah.
So it's going to be a shootout every game that they're in. It's like Shador is going to be up there with, 400, 500 yards every damn game because he's going to have to because of the pass rush. So I think that, if they win, you got, you put Matt Rule's head on the mantle, like, you've been hunting, and you put his head up there, and, like, I think that's when the hypes, like, we saw it last week, like, big week. But this week coming up is even bigger, I think. And it's gonna be a huge explosion. Like I said, it's a very political, divisive situation for college football because a lot of fuckers are going against Prime, and a lot of people are going in for Prime.
Man, only explosion you about to get. I don't think it was a bigger game than last week. I don't believe in that because Nebraska is just they're not even all of that. But I do think the only explosion is going to be from them being home and that stadium being fucking packed. That shit is
Yeah,
going to
that's
be
true.
a movie itself. So that alone is about to just be, it's going to set it off. So if they come out the gate, even if they start like 10 zip or 14 zip Colorado, the atmosphere, the momentum, all of that, it's over off rip. Like I'm sold out. We talking about Colorado sold out. They're about to love Dion, bro. They're about to love him.
Okay, on the other side, if they lose, I'm not saying they are because I'm all for Colorado winning. But what's the reaction if they lose? Like, what are we saying after the fact? Because I think that's a real mood killer, is a momentum stopper if they do lose against Nebraska.
It evens it out in a sense of people having to level out their expectations. Like I said, if they lose a game like that, and again, people like me, for instance, I'm saying they're losing 4 games tops. I think I would have to be like, okay, maybe a game against Oregon State, if they get into a shootout, maybe they do lose that game. So again, it just levels it out. I don't think again the media's go over. Obviously, they gotta portray it. That's their job. That's what they get paid for. Let's be real. But in general, I don't think that changes their mindset. Like, oh my God, we had to have a perfect season. Like that's not gonna happen. Like let's be real. They're gonna lose. So when they lose, it's just a matter of us the same way. Just because they won, don't overreact. When they lose, don't overreact.
No, but I do. Hear me out. Hear me out. Okay, this is a big woulda, coulda, shoulda. But I'm all for big sports moments. Okay, let's just say they win. They go undefeated.
Oh boy.
Until they get to USC, and that week we're talking Heisman, Caleb. You know what I'm saying? Heisman, USC, big expectations. That game, obviously, because of both offenses, is going to be a scoring, it's crazy, incredible scoring game, back and forth. I see that if they get up to the point and they're undefeated, almost equivalent to Linsanity,
Stop it. Stop it.
Hype. And you can't say it's not because
Stop it.
I want it to happen. I want that hype. I want this gigantic big moment of everybody rooting for and rooting against, because everybody watch, because no one really like Jeremy Lin, right? Like they like him because he was scoring, but they're waiting to see who stopped him. You know what I'm saying? And when it happened, it just died off. I think this could be an incredible sports moment equivalent to Linsanity.
That take was so bad. I'm gonna take a double shot because
no, it's not. Think about it, man. What the fuck? Yo, we good?
Yeah. Your screen did just go black. That was weird as fuck.
Yeah, I don't know what just happened. And hopefully we're good. All right. Anyways, the show goes on. Wait, hold on. I gotta turn this TV back on. I think I hit my fucking extension cord I had, so that could be it.
Get your shit together.
All right, we about to see. All right, we back. Can you move? Can you do stuff?
I'm good.
All right, we're back. We're good to go. All right. So you said it's a terrible take. I'm just saying if it does happen, it would be super incredible. And I can't wait for it to happen. So if it does happen, I called it now. Not saying I don't think they'll beat USC, but I think they could end up undefeated up until that point. I'm just rooting for a big sports moment. That's all that point was.
You know what's not a big sports moment?
What?
Betting on fucking WNBA players. Don't ever fucking do it. Ever. Holy shit.
They could get pregnant like mid-game, bro. You just don't know. Why would you just do that? Did you really do that? That's a shame.
Bro, it was a measly $5, but it was like, come on. Like, you have one job. Like, oh my fucking Christ. Anyway.
Yeah, you know you down bad when you even thought about doing this shit, son. Look, I know Bills is due, but dog, you gotta chill. God damn. So, anyways, back to regular schedule stuff. What was the bet, just for the hell of it?
It was Sabrina Ionescu for the Liberty. 17 was
Yep.
it 17 points? No, it was like 15. Brianna Stewart 17 points, and then Brandon. What's the chick from South Carolina? Aaliyah Boston, 8 rebounds, and 2 of them fucked me, and I'm just like, it wasn't a good fuck
Did a
either.
whole parlay on that thing.
It was two. It was a straight. It could have been a threesome, and y'all fucked me. And y'all didn't fuck me good.
Hey,
They fucked me.
Brianna's the chick that looked like a giraffe, right? She's shaped like a giraffe,
Yeah,
long ass neck.
yeah, she's a beast. But yeah,
Alright, I'm glad somebody's paying attention to the WNBA on this podcast because it ain't me.
it's not me. Only reason.
It's okay, man. I feel it. I'm not knocking. All right. So yeah, next topic. What we got?
Oh, that was it for college football. Your fault.
What?
That was it for college football.
All right. Well, again, I don't have the topic sheet, so you got to keep it going. Like I don't. Like,
Oh, we're going into segment. We're going into segment 2. You jack. Which
all
is
right, segment 2. First off, I got a couple heads up for everybody. Make sure you follow us on social media. I promise we'll get our stuff together. This week we are starting back chopping up clips and putting them out. That is the goal. So make sure you check us out: Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, X, whatever you want to call it. Enough said is putting out some good entertaining stuff out on social media, so make sure you follow us on there. Also, make sure you check us out on stream. Right now, we are going to be doing Monday and Fridays at
absolutely not.
I'm
Absolutely not.
tripping. Tuesday and Fridays, right? What's the
Absolutely not
Tuesday,
again.
right?
Tuesday and Saturday. Holy shit.
Wait, we doing Saturday? I thought we were doing. No, we said Friday.
We said
I
Saturday.
got it written down. I got it written down.
You're not gonna get us on a Friday because you're not gonna get people on a Friday. We're doing Saturday.
Let's see what we got.
It's no way. Friday. It's the end of the week. It's people being out and about. No,
Look at this. Look at this. That's what we agreed to. You can't see it. Here you go. Tuesday and Friday and Wednesday, Saturday.
I agree. I agree that that's what we discussed before. But after long consideration, we need to discuss this a little bit more.
Okay, so we'll get back to it. Not ladies. Jesus, probably mostly gentlemen on this live stream at the moment. We'll get back to you about the situation. I'm pretty sure it's gonna be Tuesday, Friday. I'm gonna fight for it, so just go for that. But we are going to be more consistent coming into the NFL week, and give you some good content, give you some good conversations that we want to bring up. And with that being said, we are going to go to a wonderful commercial from our sponsor, Dreadsock. Cue it up. All right, we are back from a commercial from Dreadsock. If you're watching the long-form content on YouTube or Spotify, thank you, Dreadsock. If you have locks or protective hairstyle, make sure you check out their website, order some merch, keep those locks nice, lint free when you go to bed at night. Or if you're a cook, you can wear it there, just around the house when it's just you and your other half, because you ain't stepping outside with that shit. We no bonnets. All right, no bonnets outside the house. All right, with that being said, what do we got up next, Trey?
Somebody who don't need a bonnet because he has silky smooth hair. Cooper Kupp.
Cooper Kupp. Shout out to Cooper Kupp with the perfect hair. He has perfect hair, but he doesn't have perfect hamstrings. My man apparently is going to see a specialist, hamstring specialist, leg specialist. I'm not sure what you would call him. But pretty much he tweaked his hamstring again for the second time in a month. And is doesn't seem like he's going to start the season. What are we thinking about how this affects the Rams, his future going into it? It just seems kind of
Let's be real. We're not worth thinking about the Rams. We ain't thinking about the fucking NFC West. We're talking about fantasy, baby. Oh my fucking god. I drafted this bastard second pick and he fucked me. He fucked me. Holy shit.
How would you go for him for the second pick?
Not the second pick, the second round. Second round.
Why would you go for the second round pick?
Because it was the best available. It really was. But yeah, I mean, he needs to be on the field for the Rams in general. Like, let's be real. He needs to be on the field. If he's not on the field, Matthew Stafford has nobody to throw the ball to, and their season is already in the fucking dumps. Let's be real. So for him to even start off like that, I know he's going to be cautious about it moving forward. Just because of the type of player he is, he's not going to rush back from something too early. He's going to take his sweet time in a sense of making sure he's 100% because that's just the kind of player he is. He's not a person that if he isn't injured, he's not going to play. But I do think in general he's going to do what he needs for his health. But he's needed. He's definitely needed for them. So if they don't have him, I'm sorry. They in my opinion, they just in the same boat as Arizona. Their season's over.
Well, I mean, I'm pretty sure Sean McVay is going to him like, hey, buddy, Mr. Cup, let's you don't have to come back like right now. You know, go see all the specialists you want. Get a second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, 10 opinions if you need to.
But in a month,
don't worry about coming back because they are going for the Caleb Williams sweepstakes, just like the Cardinals are. No, they don't have a pick, do they? Do they got a pick? I don't think they do.
I don't think they do. I think it's in Detroit. I think it is.
Well, they're fucked in it either way. But they're gonna tank. They don't have to win any games. Like I don't think they're in any pressure. Not even sure on how good Matthew Stafford's gonna be when he comes back. But that's all they got, really. Like Cooper, literally not all they got. But you know, that's the major weapon. They're either he's there or not, and with him goes the offense.
Agreed.
But I also think he's not physically a anomaly either. You know, he's a very normal statured guy. So it's not like these hamstrings are gonna go anywhere. Hamstrings tend to linger anyway, especially when you just keep trying to play and flirt with them. And keep playing on them. They keep nagging, and this could go the rest of the season, to be honest. So I wouldn't plan on him being back. I imagine we keep hearing on this, just like the Deion controversy. We're going to hear about this throughout the entire season. And, I wouldn't be surprised if Week 7 comes around and he nags it again, just trying to practice with it or warm up, before a game. We're going to keep hearing about this. Hamstrings suck. It just is what it is. Rams, it ain't looking good, man. Aaron Donald is
collecting a paycheck and they're wasting his time. Let's be real.
Essentially. Wait, didn't he got did he get paid this year?
Not this year. I mean, nah, that was dead last year.
Oh yeah. I mean, he's collecting good money. He's just chilling. But yeah, Cooper Kupp, I can see where this organization just goes downhill really, really fast. And no picks to really bring in reinforcements. I don't think they're trying to. So it's going to keep getting worse. Kind of like the Arizona situation got worse after Kyler Murray got hurt last year.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's going to keep getting worse and worse and worse. And it's not going to get much better. So that's where I'm at with it.
So going from Cooper Kupp and fake being happy there to somebody that seems like they're completely unhappy in Las Vegas. And that is Chandler Jones. This guy here has some tweets that are now deleted, so do not bother to go look it up. But they are pretty much posted on the internet because people, of course, have screenshots. And he pretty much apparently he's pretty much stated he didn't want to play for this team anymore. But to backtrack just a little bit further, he pretty much couldn't get into the practice facility. Correct me if I'm wrong. And then he started pretty much having sarcastic remarks about Josh Jacobs pretty much been on the team and stuff, and he was like, "Damn, should this be me?" and all this extra stuff. But what's your take on all of that?
Well, I mean, I'm just as confused as you are, where it kind of seems kind of random where it's coming from. I do kind of feel bad for him, Chandler Jones, just because you go from one terrible organization in the Cardinals, and they ranked the worst when it came to like accommodating the players and stuff like that, and then you go to the Raiders, and I think if anything, this post proves that like, Josh, head coach, what's his last name, Josh
McDaniels.
Yeah, McDaniels. I don't know why I'm tripping. Josh McDaniels and this entire Raiders organization is just as big of a shit show as we thought they were. It's just, you know what I'm saying? Like, where there's smoke, there's fire. And it's not like this is happening for no reason. Chandler Jones is a professional, and I've never heard of anything crazy going on, with him. So, I mean, I just think this just shows a peak of the unhappiness within the whole organization and the players.
Mm-hmm.
If you want to bring up the running back situation and him wanting to get paid and not getting paid, that's some more smoke. Like it's you see where this it's like a little crumb trail, and it's really starting to bust out the closet. But they're trying to keep that door as tight, at least shut as possible. That's how I see it.
I agree. Like I said, everything since them kind of moving to Vegas has not really been good. I think, again, not to say Vegas messed them up, but I just think it keeps them in the spotlight a little bit too much when they're not producing enough on the field. And it just, again, it hasn't been beneficial for them. Like anything with Vegas, it's always a problem. It's always an issue. Or the players are just having misconduct or doing misconduct and stuff like that. It's just a whole bunch of off the field stuff that isn't translating to on the field. I think their best thing they did since being in Vegas was get Devontae Adams, and even that was like a question mark because it's like, oh my God, who's throwing him the ball? Okay, now you're force feeding him, but now we can't do anything else. It's always a problem there. So, I mean, they're in the AFC West, which is my division anyway, so fuck them. But it's just like, it's kind of sucks because I wanted them to be successful in Vegas, but again, it's always something. And this is like,
I think you're on to something though. I think would it be a surprise if week 5, Devontae Adams comes out and starts talking this shit too? Like now you got every veteran that's been with that team for a bit coming out and talking shit,
saying I want out.
It could get really bad. Yes, you kind of mentioned slightly the Henry Ruggs situation. You got the Arnett cornerback situation with him beating the shit out of his girl, or allegedly.
I did not say that. You did. Don't put those words in my mouth.
You said misconduct. I don't know what misconduct you're talking about. You know what I'm saying? Henry Ruggs, driving fast. What's that white girl song?
Wow.
White girl song? Making my way downtown, driving super fast, and my supercar killing people. All right, I'm sorry.
Yes, there's a special place in hell for you.
That's disrespectful. But things happen. And also, it is. You mentioned, the move. Oakland wanted them, man. Oakland wanted them.
They did.
Las Vegas was a money move. We know what it was. It's, the NFL is moving towards gambling because people like you and, people like you who want to gamble on WNBA games, the market's there, and Vegas is the gambling capital of the world. So, I mean, they're going to get those sponsorships and stuff like that. But, like, Oakland was the heart of that team. Like, when you really think about it, the first thing I think of Oakland is when you see those guys dressed up like pirates or raiders, whatever the fuck you want to call them, with the face paint on. Like that's the heart of what the Raiders are. Even when Jamarcus Russell and the team was down bad, it was still people dressed up like that at home games.
Still there, dressed like Darth Vader, like you said, with the spikes, everything. That was the black hole for a reason. That's what Al Davis built, and y'all left that for just the like you said, just the more money part of things, and it's like they don't have a culture anymore. That football culture that they built, that Al Davis built, is gone, and now it's just you're there for the money. Like, let's be real. So unless you have big names, which again they somewhat do have some good big names. Again, Josh Jacob, Devontae Adams, Max Crosby. Max Crosby. No, it is Max Crosby. They have
Yeah,
some
you're right.
they have some big names. It's just it's not producing any wins. And at this point, they might as well get Tom Brady out of fucking retirement. Like, let's be real. Like, that's how desperate they should be right now.
Oh, speaking of that, how do you feel about him having ownership and like the whole Jimmy G like used to be behind him and stuff, and now he's like, go give him hell, Jimmy. Like this shit's weird, and awkward as a Patriots fan.
I do not condone this, but Jimmy G, go kill yourself. You cannot get away from this motherfucker. For as long as you live, you are always tied to Tom Brady in some kind of way or form. Like, I'm retiring from football and I'm going to go buy an island if I'm Jimmy G. And I'm bringing a porn star I fucked with me. Like, that's what I'm doing.
Isn't that crazy that this man literally was brought in to take your job? Okay, he was brought in to take your job. You not only keep your job, you get him traded out. Then you beat him in the playoff, right? He beat him in the Super Bowl, correct? That was the Super Bowl, the 49ers quarterback at the time.
Yeah.
So you beat him in the Super Bowl. Your one chance at winning it. Then he retires. You're like, okay, good. We're safe. Okay. Now he comes back and he literally not only owns you like he did when he was in the NFL. He physically owns you. Okay, a portion of you, and you just can't get rid of him. It's crazy. It is hilarious.
That's funny.
It is hilarious.
That's funny. That I feel sorry for you, Jimmy. Sorry.
He's fucked everywhere he goes. All right, next subject. What we got? Chris Jones.
Yeah.
Who?
Yeah.
Who?
Mike Jones.
Anyways, I can't remember the phone number. I would sing the phone number, but I can't remember the phone number off the bat. I don't know if you can. But anyways, you know what I'm talking about? The Mike Jones phone number?
Absolutely not. I do not listen to Mike Jones.
Well, I'm not a fan either, but I mean, I'm with the references. Anyways, with that being said, Chris Jones is sticking to his holdout. We're gonna get to that Chiefs the Chiefs Lions game on Thursday. We're gonna get to that. We're gonna do an overview. But he's sticking to it, and I don't know if I'm the Chiefs. I'm getting kind of nervous. Getting really nervous because we're getting really close to Thursday, and according to Andy Reid, there's zero progress happening on the deal. So it seems like this isn't going to be a good situation. So what are we thinking on it?
Agreed. Like I said, I mean, we talked about this last week. We talked about it when we talked about the AFC West, and again how it was just going to play out. The guy is really talking about sitting out multiple weeks. We talking about months. He's willing to miss half the season just to get the deal he wants. And it's crazy the amount of money he's asking for in a way. I read something that said they offered him a 3-year $74 million, and he wants a 3-year $84, and that's more in the realm of the Aaron Donald. And he's just like, I'm not settling for that. And it's just like they're trying to get him on the field. They know they need him. They're not trying to like finesse him like Jonathan Taylor's being finessed. They understand how big of a impact he is on the team as a whole, not just the defense, but as a leader. And again, just as a franchise cornerstone franchise player, they understand that. But in some way, is he being greedy? I mean, would you pay him the same as Aaron Donald? I don't know if I would, but I mean, that money sounds good, doesn't it?
If you're him, it definitely does. I mean, to push him further, I'm not going to go into it in depth because we are going to get to it. But this is how the scenario I see it playing out. He's holding out because he is looking for a little bit more leverage. He's got leverage as it is because he had a great season last season. Salute. And I think he's waiting for this Thursday game because fans give pressure, and we know that Lions team likes to run the ball down your throat.
Mm-hmm.
And if they do it and it's successful, not saying it is, but if they do it and it looks really bad, and let's just say that Kansas City team gets
Trampled on.
fucked, like running game, or even if they just happen to have some type of success and the Chiefs barely get by, it's gonna look bad. Or if the Lions score a lot of points, unless they still lose, but like it just looks bad on that Chiefs defense. The fans are gonna put the pressure on that organization.
I agree.
And they're gonna demand the contract. So at that point, you got everybody going against you. You got the player that you want going against you. You got the fan base going against you. And I'm sure it's players in that locker room looking like, son, we want to win too. And that defensive front ain't the best in the world. And so you do kind of need them. You put yourself in a position where you do need them because you don't have that talent on that,
anywhere else on defense. Let's be real. They got mediocre people. They don't have a bomb secondary. They don't have a bomb linebacker crew. Like that's the star pupil of your defense. You need him.
But they do all out in the defense. I'm not just going against you to go against you, but this is some devil's advocate. They always do have I wouldn't call it Andy Reid system, but like their defense is very bend but don't break, and so they keep the opposite team they do just enough to keep the Chiefs getting victories and whatnot.
Yes,
like
that's with them on the field. That's with the players they had on the field, like Frank Clark, that is no longer there, like Chris Jones, who's stopping the run. So again, I get that. It is usually it's more of a system defense than it is a star player sticking out. I get that, or the offense being as good as they are. I get that, but you still have to be able to keep up with the other team. And like you said, if you got Jahmyr Gibbs and David Montgomery just running the ball down the fucking middle and keeping Patrick Mahomes off the field, that game is over before it starts. Let's be real.
Yep. And I also think that like the Lions are going to be more power heavy than like inside zone type heavy. Like they're going more of a power.
Agreed.
Because they don't have Jamal Williams anymore, and that's the way they're floating. And so you really do need the defensive run stopper, as you kind of mentioned.
Mm-hmm.
It's like I said, just pay attention to the leverage and how that sways with Thursday night, because it could mean if the Chiefs blow them up, right? Then they don't care about the Chris Jones.
Yeah.
But if they lose or something like that, it's going to keep swaying back and forth, and that's negotiation topics and how that kind of works. I've been watching a lot of Suits. Have you ever seen Suits?
Yeah.
The lawyer show.
Yeah.
I've been watching that shit, so I've been stepping. You know what I'm saying? I've been leverage. You know what I'm saying, in the courtroom.
Okay, Harvey.
That's Mr. Spector to you. Don't call me Harvey. Okay, Donna. I'm just playing. I ain't gonna do you like that. That's crazy. All right, Mike Ross. Let's go.
He's still going.
Stan.
Stan.
Hey, Megan. Hey, hold on. We're gonna go on a little tangent. Meghan Markle, though.
Oh my God! Look at
she is heaven sent. Okay, heavenly sent. But we.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Oh God. Anyways, all right. Enough Suits talk. We're back to sports.
Staying on to the Chiefs topic and getting on to this Thursday night game. Thank God for NFL football. Fuck preseason. Thank God for football. And again, I do think it's a good matchup. You got the upcoming Lions against the freaking Super Bowl reigning champs. I think that's a good matchup. You get to see the Lions get a good test early on, right? And the Chiefs get to freaking just honestly they don't give a fuck about this game. Let's be real. But in general, the main news that before the game even starts, Travis Kelce happened to what did he injure today?
He hyperextended his knee, which just means he was running and he tried to stop too soon and it went in. They did confirm there isn't. I think his Achilles is good, is what they were scared of. Like I said, his knee just, when you try to stop too soon and it kind of goes in a little bit.
Ibuba.
Personally, I had a meniscus tear from that. Same kind of thing, but yeah, he just hyperextended. Yeah, go ahead. I didn't mean to stop you.
Nah, he just, like I said, if I could see him, like you said, planting or doing something, like a jump for the ball and then coming down and it's just like a quick kink and it's just like, oh, I felt that. So in general, I think that's the main question mark going into that game for the Chiefs. Obviously, that's their biggest scoring threat.
He is most likely. They came out and said he's most likely not going to play. So Chris Jones and Travis Kelce are most likely not going to play.
Not looking good for them to start this season. Let's be real. But again, it's one game. Let's not overreact. Like Patrick Mahomes still probably ain't going to win that division. So yeah, it's just a matter of freaking is what are we going to get out of Patty? Are we going to get 400 or 500 yard Patty to start the season because he got to throw it to pretty much all these Walmart associates that got jobs for the Chiefs, or is he going to run the ball with Isaiah Pacheco, as I call him, and freaking just run the ball. So I'm curious to see how that plays out. But before I get my prediction on that game, what you got to say about that?
Oh, before I go into that specifically, if we're talking fantasy and betting, I think this game is starting to really, I'm not saying who I think is going to win or anything, but if you're a betting person, this game is shaping into a game that's very realistic win for the Lions. Specifically, if Travis Kelce does not play, you have a real shot that the Lions...
A real shot? What the fuck does that even mean?
What do you mean?
What?
If Travis Kelce plays, I don't think the Lions have a chance to win.
A real shot.
A real shot. You're super high on the Lions. I wasn't as high. I'm not against them, but I'm not like pro fucking Detroit Lions. I actually think they get humbled this year, and I told you that because the hype is so real on them. And I don't go with the community hype trains. I go with real analysis.
This isn't your grandpa's Lions. Get that through your head. Imprint that in your head. This isn't
my grandfather's dead, so it doesn't really matter.
I mean, he still watched probably football, and he knows the Lions from back in the day was ass.
In heaven? He's watching football in heaven? I said he's dead.
I said he watched, past tense, watched football.
You're assuming a lot, but go ahead.
Anyway, this is not the old people's Lions. Let me say that. They're a different team. But go ahead.
They're a different team. Okay. Well, like I said, they have a real shot to win if Kelce doesn't play. And if I was betting, which I may or may not, I've been flirting with it because I'm not a real heavy betting type of guy, but I might do a little something this week. Might do a little something. And that's a game that if it's confirmed that Travis Kelce isn't going to play, then I'm all for it. I mean, go for the Lions. Either way, I think it's an exciting first game back. This is what we want. If that upcoming team of the Lions, not the old folks Lions anymore, if they do win this, it's super exciting. And it's super exciting to see them play against, the team to beat. And if that team actually gets beat, it brings up some other conversation. I think I will say from fantasy perspective, I am a big fan of going. I have a lot of Jerick McKinnons and Isaiah Pacheco, and a lot of teams as like a late, like my fourth or fifth running back. Just because I know consistently they're going to get touchdowns. They're not going to get like a shit ton of yards. They'll have a couple games, but like they're going to get those little flick handoffs from Patrick Mahomes or a dump off, and because they'll they'll have the room because everybody's going down the field for, yeah, there you go. Uh, so I'm a big on them. I think somebody else you should look out for is Aiden Hutchinson for the Lions. I think he has his big step up year. Like, was last year his rookie year, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think, sophomore year, this is, he really establishes himself as a real edge rushing threat. You got to give him that.
Which I will comment and say, he did have his biggest games. They didn't have much primetime games, but when they did, like the last game of the season, for instance, against Green Bay, boy showed out. Every time they're on TV and it's a prime time, he shows out. So again, I like that comment. I like that statement about Hutchinson. I do think he takes a big second year leap. Big second year leap.
Well, for the first week, 1.5 sacks over under. What do you got?
1.5? So we talking
on Patrick. Or one, we can go one. One's I think a little bit more reasonable.
For Aiden, I'll give him one.
He's gonna get the patty.
He's gonna get to him at least once. Absolutely. Can we talking about Patty who extends the play, who actually like sometimes not just oh my God, I'm staying in the pocket and throw. Like, no, he ain't no Tom Brady. You got to get it out quick, or Aaron Rodgers, get it out quick. He talking about some extending the play, trying to do too much 1 or 2 times. I think Aiden gets to him at least once. Definitely.
And if Patty Mahomes' security blanket isn't going to play, he has to take a little bit more time to extend those plays, and it's not going to be as easy for him. So if that does happen, I'm telling you, Aiden Hutchinson, I'm calling it. Big game. I'll go over the 1. My bet money over the 1. It's just in general. Predictions though. What do you got?
Are we doing with or without Travis Kelce?
Both. Let's go both.
All right, real quick. Without Travis Kelce, I have them losing. I have the Lions winning. With Travis Kelce, I have them losing.
Give score.
I think regardless if Travis Kelce plays or not, well, no, I can't say that. Cause I think if he does play, they'll score more. But I was thinking more 30, 34. I give it like 34-27 Lions if Travis Kelce plays, and if he doesn't play, 34-20, 20 or freaking 17. Lions. So I do have the Lions winning both regardless, though. I do have the Lions winning this game.
I say without Travis, I think it's going to be a 28-14. If Travis, obviously, I think without, I already said it, the Lions are going to win. If 28-14 is what I call it, actually, I'll change that. 28-24. Lions win without Kelce playing. If Kelce does play, I will go 30-14. If Kelce does play, that's how I see it playing. And Chiefs win. I think it's the big sway. It's the biggest weapon, best tight end in the game. All the time is what I will put out there, but whatever. Again, without that biggest weapon, it's gonna be a big matchup. I'm super excited for it though. Yeah, man, I think we got a lot of reasons to be excited this coming week. Whether it's Colorado, whether it's his first NFL game. Yeah, but with that, you got anything last thing to say?
Yeah, if any of our scores come out right, y'all owe us at least 2% of y'all earnings. I just want y'all to know, because this ain't like random scores. I think like we work hard for this shit. So if y'all happen to put these numbers in and y'all win something, and I know them odds is crazy, we should get at least 2%. That'll be all. Thank you.
2%. I'm going for 5. I don't know about you. Harvey taught me a lot. Shout out to Suits. But I'm going for the whole damn thing. But make sure you guys check us out on Friday or Saturday. Probably gonna be Friday. I'm pushing for it. But we'll talk about it. Right now, let's say Friday. But check us out. We'll be reviewing those next all of the rest of those Sunday NFL games. We'll check those out and give you some real analysis. Really gonna be cracking down on a lot of stuff, going more in depth, and really again giving some really good analysis. That's what the goal for this podcast is gonna be, and make some jokes about it. I'm gonna keep bringing suits up in the next future podcast because I'm only on season 2, so we're getting into it. And like I said, some real good shit. Trey, you want to say anything to the fans before we go?
I know this hoodie is ugly, but let's ride.
Self-awareness is always a wonderful thing. I do like the hat though, the throwback logo. Like a 5th grader drew it. I kid it.
Wow.
No offense, but it's a nice hat though. I would be like, what team is that at first? But thankfully, we have some knowledge of shit. But if I'm like an 8-year-old, I'm like, right, what high school is that?
That's actually funny. That's actually funny.
It's a weird logo, man. It's a weird logo.
I'll give you that one. I plead the fifth.
Anyways, we'll be coming with some good content. This will be up tomorrow. Yeah, man. I think that's it. That's a wrap. Any last comments? We good?
No, I don't. Just continue to comment. Like I said, we're gonna be doing a lot more posting moving forward because the football season is starting. So give us your feedback as much as possible, and we appreciate it. If not, fuck you, and have a nice day.
Absolutely. Big fuck you guys. Come here if you want the big fuck yous. With that being said, I think we're out, man. See y'all this weekend. Peace out.